it's me! Happy Thursday. You tagged me in your wonderful video, the fail tag. So I'm gonna answer these 10 questions. Let's do this. Number 1, have you ever had an embarrassing wardrobe malfunction? Nothing too crazy. One time, I was working at a summer camp. When you work at a summer camp, you don't really dress up ever. You're wearing like shorts and gross t-shirts constantly. But I'm pretty sure it was the day that the kids' parents were coming to pick them up for the weekend, and I was wearing a pair of jeans, which for camp is like dressed up. Maybe the only pair I had packed for the summer. I sat on this old picnic table and my jeans caught the head of a nail just right and it ripped a huge hole in them. It was terrible. I had to awkwardly walk back to my cabin where all of my clothes were and put on not those jeans. Number 2, when was the last time you fell over in public? I am forever tripping over things. I drag my toes when I walk like uneven pavement. I'm constantly catching myself on that. I don't really keep that close of a record of when I fall over because I feel like it happens all the time. So not an exciting story, but definitely something that happens to me a lot. 3, ever see someone waving at you and wave back only to realize that they were not waving at you? Like you, constantly, all the time this happens to me. I'm pretty sure I did this last week. Again, not a big dramatic story. It just happens all the time. And when I'm so used to tripping over my feet and I'm so used to waving at strangers that I just kind of brush it off. It doesn't really sink in and register as, oh, this is a story I should tell somebody because it just happens all the time. 4, any toilet related accidents? Not really, no. So, I mean, I don't know. I will say this though, here's a fun little fact about me. So I'm definitely an INFP, and for those of you who don't know about Myers-Briggs, it's the the helper and the healer, but it's also like a big part of this is like just being in your own little world inside your head and being a big daydreamer, and I'm definitely all of those things. And I, when I was little, even more so, like completely in my mind, the world was full of possibilities and colors. So I would dawdle a lot in the bathroom. I definitely had people make comments about that when I was younger. We'd be out at a restaurant and I would go to the bathroom and I'd probably be in there for 15 minutes in La La Land, imagining worlds and unicorns, and I don't know. It's not really like a toilet related incident, but it was something that I remember being probably much older than I should have been by the time I realized that it's not really socially acceptable to spend inordinate amounts of time in the bathroom. True story. What's the most embarrassing moment of your life so far? This is number 5. I don't know. I'm really bad at remembering these things. I feel like I need my family here to tell you what my most embarrassing moment is, because God knows my sister would have something for you on this. But I feel like I spend a lot of time trying to not be embarrassed. I hate being embarrassed. I hate being caught off guard. I just, yeah, like, I don't know. So I don't really relish that. I try not to hold on to it when it does happen, or else I just try to kind of like brush it off. But I don't know. I really can't remember a time that I've been super embarrassed. It happens. Next time I become embarrassed, I will let you know, and it'll be something that we can laugh about. Okay, so this is the part of the video where I had to switch cameras because my camera was being terrible. So, sorry for this. Number 6, this is where we left off. The funniest fail video you've ever watched on YouTube. Good question. Like you, I'm not a big fan of watching people hurt themselves. I don't really find it that funny at all. So like the falling down videos, things like that, I do not like. I do love cat fail videos though. My very favorites are when they're cats and they're like trying to jump and like they're revving up to do it, and then they're on a slippery surface and they leap forward and only go about 2 inches. I love that. 7, the worst date you've ever had. Oh boy, have I had bad dates. I met this guy, he drove like an hour to see me, which was crazy. I thought. We had never met before. We went out and we were kind of like gearing down and he was not really talking at all, and I was like, why are we doing this? But I felt bad because he had driven a really long way, so we ended up towards the end going to get coffee. We sat down, painful silence, to the point where I was done trying to make conversation. Like I was like, this is not a thing that's happening, why are we still sitting here? And so then I made up some terrible excuse and was just like, well, I gotta go, bye. So I left the coffee shop, went across the street and like camped out till he left, and then went back to the coffee shop because I was in fact meeting somebody there later. And when I walked back in, this woman who had been sitting in there the whole time looked over at me and was just like, "Was that a blind date?" And I was just like, "Yeah." And she said, "It looked terrible." Worse things have happened, but when you have outsiders commenting on how bad the date that you were on was, then it was pretty awkward. Number 8. Ever have an epic fail whilst filming a video for YouTube? And did you leave it in for your subscribers to see, or did you edit it out? I kind of actually let off last week with a stupid thing where I tried to hit record on my stupid camera and then it didn't record anything, and I probably talked for 8 minutes just talking to air. Ever send a really inappropriate text to the wrong person? I've never had reason to send an inappropriate text in the first place, let alone to the wrong person. Number 10. Ever fell for a prank or practical joke? I'm sure that I have. I really am having a hard time remembering things. No, so no is my answer. Not really. Nope, not a pranky kind of person, so I don't really have any of those. So yeah, that's my fail tag. If anything comes to your mind about crazy stuff that I've done that should have been included that I forgot, let me know, because I don't remember anything, and if you do, I would love to hear it. Please embarrass me on the YouTube. So on that note, I will talk to you later, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Bye! See you Monday!